welcome to the Sher The Ride podcast. Boy, oh boy, am I excited. I'm literally sitting here recording my very first podcast, years in the making. I had my logo created over 2 years ago. I had a podcast coach literally this time last year, and I finally decided to do Sher The Ride. So I want to personally thank everybody that is in the audience that is giving us a shot, because this is brand new territory to me. So one thing that I wanted to really talk about for housekeeping is I would love to share the ride, but I also want to talk about some experiences. I want to talk about some real life scenarios. I want to talk about setting the tone, not only for business and entrepreneurship, but for the personalization of us. The reason why it's really important to listen to something so broad is because there is so much opportunity out there. As I sit here in February of 2026, literally redefining what I do for the industry that I work in. By the way, I work in the automotive industry. I'm very excited to be able to share all the different tribes, tribulations, and whatnot. One of the things that I'd like to also share with you, in case you haven't seen this, is a book, The Conversation Effect. I created this book. I wrote this book and published this book 2.5 months ago. It's been doing really well on Amazon. It's been selling a lot. And I'm personally excited to share this book with you. It's literally about everything I did in the last 2 years of growth, of how to be better in conversation, how to understand people better, how to be able to effectively speak to people, how to look and listen to other people's situations, how to have empathy, how to be able to inspire people. This is a really great book. If you are looking for something to read, this is a very quick book to read. It's 123 pages, and I am personally excited to share this book with you. If you look for it on Amazon, again, it is called The Conversation Effect by me, Stan Sher. That's right. By the way, my name is Stan Sher. I am the host of Sher The Ride podcast. So in this first season, and I'll be quite honest with you, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet. But that's fine, because the goal is to build through this together. I'm going to look at my analytics. I'm going to share this podcast everywhere and anywhere. And honestly, whether I get 3 people listening to it or 3 million people listening to it, I'm going to keep it real, keep it raw, and we're going to just have a lot of fun. So I want to start talking a little bit about what I'm looking to do here. Okay, interviews. You're going to see podcasts over time as I build this and grow the audience. You're going to see podcasts where we're going to be interviewing other professionals. I'm going to try to get the best of the best, the biggest that I can get, but I'm also going to get people. You're going to find a lot of automotive professionals, because my 9 to 5 is automotive. I'm the founder of Dealer E-Training. It's an automotive consulting firm focused on helping car dealerships sell more cars, be more profitable, and do it the right way in the post-COVID era. That's a whole other discussion when it comes to skill sets and being post-COVID. However, I want to bring some value. I also want to bring personal experiences, personal stories. In my 42.5 years of being in existence, I have a lot of great stories to share with you. Hopefully they're engaging. Hopefully they're a lot of fun. Okay. And then also, I want to also focus on having practical mindset shifts. Why? Because I talk to people constantly, and people are always like, oh, I want my son to go to college and get a degree and do this and do that. But meanwhile, the person's son is looking at doing something completely different, right? So I'm trying to get the stigma out that you don't have to go to school to be successful. I'm trying to get the stigma out that school is going to be your end-all, be-all. I'm going to be the first person to tell you that I did not graduate college. However, I did go to school twice. I did pay off $50,000 worth of education, and in the end, I still made more, did better, and I'm proof to say that you don't have to be going to school constantly to be the best. You might have something that comes up as an opportunity. Me personally, why am I talking about my 9 to 5 automotive references? Well, it's because I have been in the automotive industry since I was 20 years old. I actually went to school to be a school teacher, and I decided that I needed to make a little bit more money. I wanted to be taken a lot more seriously, and I got into the automotive industry. And in my first day after training, I sold 2 cars, made more than my college professor teaching me American history about Abraham Lincoln. I'm not saying you shouldn't learn about Abraham Lincoln. Look, you should be reading books. I have 2 of them, right? My first one, Social Shares and Skills That Pay the Bills, right? Probably not my favorite book, thinking back to how it was written, but I was in a quest for time. I was trying to get this book done quick, fast, because my mother, my poor mom, was on her deathbed. And unfortunately, she never got a chance to read the book. So what that taught me, that lesson taught me, was you have to be on it, and you have to be ready to rock and roll at every given point. Unfortunately, my mom did not read the book, and my mom did not get to experience this other book. And I know that my mom is up there. She's proud of me, right? So with that being said, I want to talk about all these references. I have stories for days. I have people that I'm friends with in this industry and without this industry that are phenomenal human beings that have went through so much. And I'm looking forward to sending out a bunch of emails in the next couple of days, building this out, and trying to get the consistency that I need out of a podcast. If I don't sound professional right now, I'm asking you to give me a chance. The more I do this, the better I will be. Okay? If you would have seen me speak on stage, public speaking, in 2010, I was afraid. I had to redo a video 40 times. Think about that. 40 times just to get 3 sentences right. Now, this is all in one take. My goal is to do very little editing and be raw, uncut, and right to the point. Of course, there's going to be some because there's going to be mishaps, mistakes. But at the end of the day, my goal is to be able to share lessons. I want to get your mindset right. I want to get you thinking about the future. I want you to think about what opportunities you have right now. Okay, some of us are stuck in a funk. And so my goal is to help you get out of that funk and be more and more successful as you possibly can. So, with that being said, I want to end this podcast, very short, quick, to the point podcast, introducing myself so that you can be ready for what's to come. I don't know what the next episode is going to bring. I just know that it's going to be fun. And I may have a few episodes where it's just going to be me talking. And I'm going to try to film this. I am learning. So please bear with me. Help me learn. If you see something that you'd like me to implement, please. I want you to send me an email at stan@dealeretraining.com. That's my corporate email. Stan, S-T-A-N, at D-E-A-L-E-R-E, the word training.com. Because the only way that I'm going to truly become the best at what I'm doing here is by you sharing your feedback with me. My goal is to be personable, as you can see that I am already. My goal is to be professional, and my goal is to have as much fun as we possibly can. But my biggest goal is to deliver content that will help you become the very best version of yourself. So, before I end this, let's talk a little bit about me, who I am, what I do, right? I'm sorry, you can't really see behind me right now, but I have 15 guitars hanging up. You notice the intro music to this? I'm very big on rock and roll. I'm huge on rock and roll. So my biggest thing is I'm super duper excited to start this off with a hard rockin' theme, because if you know me, and you're going to get to know me, I'm all about hard rock. Look at me. Generation X. I went to a concert, right, with all my favorite guitar players. I got Tosin Abasi. I got Zach Wilde, right? I got Steve Vai. I got Yngwie Malmsteen, right? Oh my God, who was this? Oh my God, I forgot who the last person was. Oh, it is what it is. But Generation X, I went on this tour, and it was a phenomenal tour. I actually had all 5 of these gentlemen sign one of my guitars. So I'm a very big guitar player. My industry, I work in the automotive industry. I do training consulting. I'm the CEO, founder of Dealer E-Training. I've been in business for almost 16 years, and we've worked with dealer associations around the country. I worked with dealerships around the country. I've recently served 2 OEMs. I did work with Ford Motor Company and Hyundai Motors of America. So I'm a professional public speaker and facilitator. So if you're looking to book a professional speaker, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to do it. Let's see, what else? I've been selling vehicles since I was 20 years old. As I mentioned earlier, I was in college while I started selling cars, and within 3 years I became a manager at the age of 23, and never looked back. And the few times I went back to school, I kept going back to automotive because there's so much business that you can learn. Not just bad stuff, but really good stuff, right? I come in this industry where people, sometimes look down on what we do. It's a really great industry. It's an opportunity for people to redefine themselves, develop skills that they normally would never develop in. And so you're going to find that there's going to be some coaching opportunities throughout some of these podcast videos that we do. So that's what I do. I also, at one point, did credit repair. I'm actually doing a credit repair project right now, which I'm launching. I've done credit repair. During COVID, business got a little slower. I started doing credit repair. Why? Because I had the need to fix my own credit. And so I started offering the service, and I have successfully saved people over $300,000 of debt that they had to pay out because of my credit repair services. I'm not really doing it as much right now. I'm doing it more as a side hustle. But if you are interested in some credit repair, feel free to reach out to me. And also, at some point in my life, I also did social media. I used to be partnered with a company called Automotive App Builder, and we used to go out to car dealerships and we used to create videos, content, and we took a Mitsubishi store from the ground all the way to the very top. We had a couple-year run with that, and that was a very successful project. So why do I tell you this? Because I am a jack of all trades. I will be sharing things with you from every aspect of my life, career. I'm going to be sharing with you not just my wins, but also my failures. I went broke 3 times in life, right? And I'll tell you what it's like to fall and smash your face in. I'll tell you all about that because it's not easy, and the will to survive, right? The will to be able to build up enough skills to be able to do more than one career, more than one job at a time to survive is very important. You do not need to finish going to college just to become successful. You can do it on your own, and my goal is to help you become successful. So with that being said, hope you all have a very, very wonderful rest of the day. I want to welcome you to Share the Ride, and I look forward to entertaining you for as long as I can. I will see you at the top. Have a wonderful day.